Hey, what's up guys and welcome back to Anime King. And today I'm going to be giving you What If Naruto Awake in the Dark, Keiki Genkai from the Osutskis. Remember to get this one to 100 likes as usual. Share this to all of your friends in your social media platform. And also guys, don't forget to go ahead and check out the brand new episode over at Anime King 3 of What If Naruto got the Karma Seal from a rogue Osutsuki, and enjoy that guys. And remember, for new, yes, I indeed have 4 channels which I post What If on every single day for you guys to enjoy. So go ahead, check them out and yeah, enjoy. Link will be down in the description. And also guys, don't forget to turn on the bell notification to see exactly when I post. So without further ado, what do you say we jump right into this brand new episode? Begin now guys. So, the last part that we left off, Mizuki had tricked Naruto into stealing the Forbidden Scroll. As Naruto had taken the scroll, he then found something inside of said scroll that was a strange jutsu of sorts. He wasn't quite understanding what it was, but he saw chakra and strength. So he poured his chakra into it. There was a bright flash as Naruto passed out. He came to quickly, as Naruto was confused what was going on, as he looked around. That is when Iruka arrived on the scene. Iruka punched him over the head for doing something so stupid until Naruto explained what happened. As Iruka realized that Naruto was being set up, he had to do something and fast. Mizuki then arrived, as he attacked. Naruto heard everything, as he was in a catatonic state, unable to respond or even move. Hearing that he was a demon really shook something deep inside of him, as he could not respond to anything that was going on. Mizuki decided to end Naruto. However, the moment his hand came in contact with Naruto, Mizuki's life force was sucked out of him, including his chakra. His foot was on Iruka, so once it was sucked out, Iruka also got sucked dry as well, as he died. As Naruto was left there as he passed out. A few days passed as Inoichi searched Naruto's mind. Naruto's mind was completely blank, no fox, nothing at all. His mind was just blank, an epitome of darkness. The fox met Naruto as Naruto was freaked out about it. When he woke up, Naruto did not know who he was. Was he Iruka? Was he Mizuki? The fox was able to calm him down and explain, as the fox told him that this technique was once used in the past by someone known as Hamura, the brother of Sage of Six Paths. As he explained everything, that the ability that he had, it absorbed their chakra and their memories, everything about them. As Naruto explained to the Hokage what had happened, however he did not tell him the whole truth, because Naruto found out a lot about himself. And him and the fox had to merge together in order for him to be able to fully understand what was going on, so indeed, he was able to remove the restrictions on himself and the fox as well, because of his newfound abilities. The Hokage gave Naruto gloves to wear, and he told Naruto that he graduated. Yes, after what had happened, he graduated as he was placed on Team 7. Sakura and Sasuke were surprised seeing Naruto here, but he ignored them. Every person that Naruto saw, he saw memories, that encounters with Iruka and Mizuki. As he saw Kakashi encountering with them, he saw Sakura and Sasuke as well. He remembered memories of Sakura and Sasuke saying that he was, well, not fit for the class. The way they spoke, he knew that they did not like him, so it's best if he did not even try to play along with them. As they did the bell test, Naruto simply set it out. Sasuke had made a mistake and called Naruto a dope, which seemed to piss Naruto off more than usual, as he put a kunai in his mouth and dared him to say it again. The next word might end up splitting his lip. Sasuke was frightened by that, as what followed was Naruto not doing anything in the bell test. showing that he truly and utterly did not really care that much. However, they end up failing, but Hiruzen spoke to Kakashi. Kakashi will have to pass them after all. There were things that were responsible for this group, especially Sasuke and Naruto, not so much Sakura. So he had to pass them. So he gathered them all the next day as he had them sit down. The reason why he figured they were never going to work as a team is because they did not know each other. The Inoshikacho know each other. They've been together for a long time now because of their parents. And their teamwork was flawless already because they understand each other. And they know each other's weakness and strengths, Shikamaru being the smart one, Choji being the muscle, and Ino could play the defensive and offensive as well, with their mind transfer jutsu. So yeah, they need to understand each other as Kakashi was gonna give them a test on that. So that was basically as we left off. You guys can switch across the place of yourself, so this we jump right into this brand new episode begin. Now guys, they trust each other, Sakura said, after Kakashi had just told him about the other teams that passed. Partially, he said, they're familiar with one another. They know each other. You three, on the other hand, don't know anything about each other, therefore, I'm going to ask you some questions. And you're going to answer me, he said, looking towards the three genins in front of him. Kakashi, said Naruto. Call me Kakashi-sensei, Naruto. And what is it? My assumptions from yesterday was correct. You have to pass us because... Kakashi quickly cut Naruto off. Also, partially, he said, it's my turn to ask the question now, as he didn't want the other two asking what Naruto meant by that. Sasuke, what do you know about Sakura? Nothing, Sasuke said rather quickly, causing Sakura to drop her head in depression. Try harder. Sasuke glared at the Jonin. She has pink hair. Her voice is very loud. Her last name is Haruka, he said. Sakura looked like she was further sinking into depression. Sasuke did not even know her last name. Haruno. Her name is Haruna Sakura. That's all I know. Which means I don't really care if one had a Sasuke translator on hand. After all, he did not really care about her that much. Not good enough, Sasuke. Try harder. I'm sure the other way around she knows more about you. Another glare was sent towards the copy ninja, but Sasuke tried once more. She graduated with top marks, some close to my own. He then turned towards her. She seemed thrilled, happy. With great delight, she waited for his next comment. She's not ready to be a shinobi, Sasuke said, causing the girl to fall over on hearing that. Kakashi did not reprimand him, motioned for him to continue. This was needed for the team. She has little to no skills. No wait, Sasuke thought about it. She has no skills, except... He slowly and begrudgingly let out. I think she has a photographic memory. She seemed to remember everything that was written on the whiteboard in class. Sakura was back in her seated position, with a bright smile on her face. It was very annoying, Sasuke said, making her collapse once again. Kakashi nodded his head. I suppose that will do. My conclusion is, you do not know her at all. I will see to that. That will change. Now tell me, what do you know about Naruto? Why am I the only one answering these stupid questions? Sasuke asked. Kakashi simply gave my eye smile. As Sasuke scoffed, he is the dead last. He can't remember anything. Naruto seemed unfazed by Sasuke's remarks. His so-called pranks that he pulls every day is a desperate cry for attention that he only sometimes gets. At that, both Kakashi and Naruto raised an eyebrow. That was pretty accurate. Sakura was swooning over Sasuke too much to hear what Sasuke was saying about Naruto. His clothes are ridiculous. Sasuke finished, as Naruto looked down towards his attire, and actually agreed. You know what, Sasuke? Naruto said, causing the Uchiha to frown at him, daring him to tell him that he was wrong about the orange monstrosity. However, Naruto nodded. You are absolutely right. First thing I do after this weird meeting is get some new clothes. Still, that's not enough, Sasuke. Try some more, said Kakashi. Sasuke looked at the girl like he was thinking whether or not he should continue. He is hated by everyone. Huh? Sakura said that she caught on to that. What do you mean? Sasuke ignored her though. Yes, what do you mean, Sasuke? Kakashi said that you want to hear what Sasuke have to say. He looked up towards his sensei. The entire village hates him. It's obvious. Any moron can see that. Even a blind moron can see that. As he looked towards Sakura, some fools see less than blind morons though. That's not very nice, Sasuke. But Sakura did not realize the insult was aimed at her, as Kakashi realized. I suppose that emo... Sakura spoke up though. Why does everyone hate Naruto, she asks. As both Kakashi and Sasuke looked at him as well. As Naruto rolled his eyes. Because of my pranks, he said. I'm getting real ridiculous lately. Don't be stupid, Sasuke said. No amount of prank can make everyone hate you. As he locked eyes with the blonde, there is something else, isn't there? Naruto focused on the Uchiha. As he cursed at him. Mind your goddamn business, he said. Naruto, language, Kakashi said. As if anyone is interested in your pitiful life, dope, Sasuke said. Alright, that's enough, said Kakashi. As he started to wonder if these two could be in a team together. What was the third Hokage thinking? Your turn, Naruto, he said. Alright, said Naruto. As Naruto started before Kakashi gave him a person. Legendary wielder of the Sharingan. Sasuke was confused by that opening. What? Kakashi Hatake, Naruto said dramatically. It's rumored that you know 1,000 jutsu because of that jutsu stealer. Very funny, Naruto, Kakashi said. What do you know about Sasuke? Whoa, not fair. It seems that Naruto still had his playful moments as he grinned at the Jonin. We all have to tell a story about each other, but you're not playing. That's not cool, Kakashi. Sasuke looked towards him. You have a Sharingan? You are not a Uchiha, he said. Obviously, said Naruto. Alright, said Kakashi as he leaned his head down. In the war, one of my teammates, an Uchiha, he died sacrificing himself to save me and my other teammate. He's a true hero of Konoha. He gave me Sharingan before he died. As Sasuke seemed to accept this, sensing sadness from the man. What was his name? Obito Uchiha. He didn't leave anyone behind though. He was an orphan. Sasuke dropped his head in mental pain. Suddenly remembered the past, where the Uchihas were still alive. So, what do you know about Sasuke, Naruto? As Naruto quirked the eyebrow as he decided to play this little game of theirs. I know so much about young Uchiha Sasuke. I think that Senju Hoshirama is still alive, because I don't know how to explain that gigantic tree up his ass, said Naruto. Sakura turned red in embarrassment. Dope, Sasuke said, as he sent a murderous glare towards the blonde. Naruto, be serious, said Kakashi. Fine, said Naruto. Sasuke Uchiha is the only survivor of the Uchiha massacre. He is one of 2 Uchihas left alive in the world. The other is Itachi Uchiha, the one responsible for killing off the entire Uchiha clan. Kakashi was quick enough to stop Sasuke from assaulting Naruto. As he holds Sasuke in a lock, he wasn't sure that he should let Naruto continue, but Naruto continued speaking. I didn't mean to offend you, Sasuke, he said. His face was calm anyway. Sasuke has a good taijutsu, ninjutsu. Hasn't seen him use any genjutsu yet. I've only seen him use a fire style fireball jutsu. He knows that one, said Naruto as he tilted his head to the side. As he thought about all the information he had from Mizuki and Aruka, and he did not know if he should share that. He graduated top of our class, and he likes girls with long hair. That's not true, said Sasuke. So, you like them with short hair? No, Sasuke said. You like bald girls? Naruto said. Shut up, dead ass. Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't know, said Naruto. Sakura was confused by the expression that Naruto had. You didn't know what? You don't see. He's into boys. Sakura screamed out before she fell unconscious hearing that. I'm going to kill you with your own mouth, Naruto, Sasuke screamed. My own what? What the hell, said Naruto. Calm down, Sasuke, said Kakashi. Half an hour later, Sasuke was still glaring daggers at Naruto, but the blonde seemed rather cheerful, like Sasuke was not even there. It seems you finally woken up. I just had the worst nightmare, said Sakura as she focused on her surroundings. She then noticed where she was. No, don't tell me that is true. Somewhere in his mind, Sasuke believed that this might get rid of her permanently, but he rectified the situation. Of course not, you idiot, he said to her. But she could understand Naruto logic though. If he didn't like girls with long, short, or bald, then what then? Now that you're back with us, said Kakashi, Naruto can continue. Sure, said Naruto. Sakura Haruno also graduated with top marks, just below Sasuke in some areas. She was bullied for a long time because of her large forehead, but that stopped as soon as she became friends with Ino Yamanaka. As Naruto turned to Sakura, I think you should be nicer to her. Sakura looked surprised. It seemed like Naruto was rather focused in the academy. She, just like all the other girls, grew her hair out to try and get Sasuke affection. As Naruto snorted, and surprisingly, so did Sasuke. It has proven to be unsuccessful. That's quite the superficial information, but it will do. Sakura, it's your turn. Sasuke-kun is Rookie of the Year, she started out. He likes girls with long hair. Clearly she had not heard Naruto or something. He lost his entire family at a young age, and he has a broken soul that needs to be repaired by the power of true love. Both Naruto and Sasuke snorted, Naruto in amusement, Sasuke in disgust. The only thing broken here will be Naruto's nose, Sasuke said. Sasuke, don't interrupt. Hey, stay away from my nose, said Naruto. Sakura continued, like they were all still paying attention. He knows many jutsu, and he will become Jonin in no time. Sakura, no assumptions. Just tell me what you really know. What I really know? As Kakashi nodded. She looked at Sasuke as she seemed very uncertain as she looked down. I don't really know that much about him. What about Naruto? He said. She looked towards Naruto with a guilty look on her face. Even less, she said to him. Kakashi sighed as he clasped his hands together. Well then, let's change it. Tell us about yourself. You start, Sakura. Time skip. How can that idiot kill me with my own mouth? Naruto thought to himself as he was heading back home. You're getting used to your ability. The old you is resurfacing rapidly and more powerful. This is good. We don't want to be too noticeable. Yeah, I realized the same thing. Especially last night. It gave me a lot of clarity. Kurama chuckled sinisterly. Yes, last night was very enlightening, he said. So I'm a genin now. I knew that Kakashi was ordered to pass us anyway. And I'm on a team with Sakura and Sasuke. I'll be on it for quite some time now. I wonder, how will that go? Never trust a Uchiha, Naruto. They're known as the emotional shinobi. Their emotions make them more powerful, but also less stable, mental-wise. Stab him in his back before he can stab you in yours. No, I'm not gonna stab that poor sap in the back. I'm gonna cut his arms off and let him live. See what kind of shinobi he can be without arms, said Naruto. Perhaps a leg as well. Uchihas are quite gifted with their eyes. Yeah, maybe. But then he will look ridiculous. Time skip. Their first C-rank mission. They had to escort Tazuna, a bridge builder, back to the country he came from, the Wave Country. They also had to protect him from bandits. As Team 7 followed after Tazuna, Naruto was having a mental conversation with Kurama. He called it the Shinsui Bunshin, said Naruto. The clone of essence. That means they're still alive inside of me. Supposedly, but they're undoubtedly yours. I think they're just clones that you have temporarily stored essence in. You should see them as slaves, Kurama said, as he paused trying to remember what he could from centuries ago. There are no hand signs for this technique. It is simply a sub-skill for your abilities. You can just will them into existence. I've seen my father's brother do it. He simply created them from his body, like an extension. They all had their own existence, their own character, but when it came to the blood, they were Hamura. They could not disobey his command. The same will be for you. You can always summon those that you have absorbed, and let them fight for you. They have no choice in the matter. They would never disobey you. How do I perform it? Said Naruto. I do not know. However, you should try experimenting. Okay, said Naruto. That is when he noticed. Whoa, see those two idiots. What are they doing just standing there like that? They have concealed themselves in a genjutsu. Apparently, there's supposed to be a puddle of water on the ground. They're weak. They don't add anything, Kurama said. They then moved towards Kakashi. However, Naruto launched a kunai, pinning the chain down to the ground. The great Uzumaki Naruto see through your tricks, said Naruto. Move aside, brat. We'll kill your teacher and the old man. We won't kill you if you get lost, one of them shouted. Sasuke was shocked at the speed that Naruto had moved, as Sakura still had to come to terms with it. Hang back, Naruto. These are the demon brothers of the mist. They are known for their poison, said Kakashi. Not only that, Kakashi-sensei, said Naruto. They work for Zabuza Mamakai as well. The demon brothers were shocked. How does he know that? Gozu, one of them, thought. Only a few know that information. Miyaizo did not care though as he rushed towards Naruto. Too bad you will die young, he said, as he aimed a claw right towards Naruto's face. However, Kakashi arrived and knocked him out in one blow. You do realize I'm a Jonin, correct? Gozu, now the only still conscious, dropped to his knees as he surrendered, knowing that this fight might end in his death. Time skip. After dealing with the demon brothers and talking to Tazuna, Naruto and the group made their way. They agreed to help him out same way. As they continued on their journey, it did not take them too long to be attacked by Zabuza, who created a mist all around the area. Kakashi, who told them to watch a client quickly, made his way inside the mist. Sakura then noticed something though. Naruto was nowhere to be seen. He just vanished. Kakashi was still fighting Zabuza within the mist, but Naruto was nowhere to be seen. After a while of exchanging blows, Kakashi was kicked into the water. They could not really see what happened, but Kakashi's voice yelled out for them to take Tazuna and run. Apparently, the Jonin was trapped in a water prison, as he told them as long as he was trapped, the real Zabuza could not get far, so he told them to run away. Water clones were coming towards them. Kakashi informed them that the water clones would lose their substance once they were too far away from the caster. That is when Naruto jumped out of nowhere. As he was in mid-air, Naruto wheeled a Shinsui clone into existence. Chakra poured out of Naruto and started to take form. Kakashi could see him from where he was trapped. Naruto, run, he yelled. He's too much for you. He won't be able to keep the water clone up if it's too far away from him. However, Naruto ignored him as he continued to focus on technique. A moment after, Iruka and Mizuki arrived. One to Naruto's left and the other to his right. You did well, Naruto, Kurama said from inside. As Kakashi's eyes widened, coming out of Naruto's existence, both Mizuki and Iruka knew all about their predicament. Tch, I can't believe that we've been reduced to be his toys, and there's nothing that we can do about it. Mizuki growled out. It's what you deserve, Mizuki, Iruka said, as he turned towards Naruto. I want you to know, Naruto, he said. I don't blame you for what happened. You couldn't have prevented it. Besides, in a way, you made me immortal. When they die, Naruto. And you can choose to absorb them back into you. But you cannot release them back in the real world. When they're too far away from you, they will die. They cannot move against you and they cannot disobey you. They are quite the convenient pieces of existence, said Kurama. So we're up against Zabuza Mamakai, the demon of the mist, said Mizuki, as he accepted his fate. Even if I don't want to, I don't really have a choice anyway. My life is not mine anymore. Stop complaining, they're coming, said Naruto, as the water clones were coming their way. Naruto watched as Mizuki and Iruka dealt with 4 water clones. However, the 5th one was able to wound them as they dropped to the ground. As they were bleeding, Zabuza water clone that remained was confused. What kind of clone are these? So 2 Chunin was 2. Easy for you, huh? Said Naruto. I guess I can't underestimate you. And you're just a water clone. Imagine what the real one is like, said Naruto. The clone laughed. Exactly, kid. Now, be a good boy and don't move. And this will be over. However, the clone was cut off. As a monstrous amount of chakra leaked from Naruto, forming someone else. Kakashi was baffled, taken aback as he saw the person that stood there. He couldn't believe it. Pitiful, the man said, anger in his tone. An elite Jonin of Konoha, so easily taken down and trapped. The person then glanced over his shoulder and looked towards Naruto. Despite my permanent predicament, I'm at least relieved to know that this one holds much potential. The man said, looking towards Naruto. Unlike you, Kakashi, this one will get very far. Chimera? Zabuza said, as he couldn't believe it. Danzo? Kakashi said in shock as Naruto grinned. Flashback. They say talking to yourself is the first sign of you're going crazy. Naruto snapped his head around as he saw there was an old man in his apartment. I didn't sense this guy at all, he thought to himself. He had been in his apartment talking out loud to Kurama. As Naruto sensed 5 chakra presence that surround his apartment from the outside. He brought company. The Anvus that were always guarding him. Naruto felt their chakra vanish. This meant that this was no visit under the Hokage orders. Be careful, Naruto. This man is very powerful, said Kurama. Who are you? Said Naruto. I heard that you failed a genin examination, Uzumaki Naruto. I am here to give you an offer. So, the old man does not know that you're here, said Naruto, narrowing his eyes towards the newcomer. I know what you're thinking, Naruto, but you have to play it smart and be very quick, Kurama told him. As Naruto just watched the man in front of him, Kurama spoke up once again. Give me control. You're not ready for this. The switch is open. Let me try first though. I want to see how my average has become, said Naruto. Fine, said Kurama. As Naruto was not lying about the switch being open, he had booby-trapped his entire apartment. Danzo frowned as he found himself being switched from 5 different areas in less than 3 seconds. But he was an elite shinobi from Konoha for a reason though, as he reached up and caught the brutal kick that almost slammed in his face. You attacked me, Danzo said, even as Naruto chakra raged around him. You obviously don't know who I am, Danzo said to him. Another 3 substitution later and Naruto found himself in the same predicament. I see, said Danzo. You infuse the entire building with your chakra to perform the replacement jutsu all around the area. It's an amusing trick. However, it's not one that I'm unfamiliar with. I'm afraid, said Danzo. He then proceeded to slam Naruto into the ground. As he told his guards to stay put, they were containing the chakra in the apartment with the chakra suppression seal. He was going to teach his boy a lesson. Having just recently failed his exam, Danzo wanted the boy on his side. However, he had to put the boy in his place so he would understand who was in charge. You're not even a shinobi, boy, but you can become one if you follow my every word to the letter. Danzo tapped his cane once. You can become legendary, Kyuubi Jinchuriki. And I will be, said Naruto as he got to his feet. Who are you anyway? My name is Danzo Chimera. You would do well to mind your manners when you're faced with a superior. Naruto's head snapped upward, showing his eyes. And who's the superior? Danzo was gripped by a hand made from red chakra. Looking behind me, saw that it came from the floor. Kyuubi? Danzo said in shock. All of his men that were not guarding the building flashed towards Naruto blade, ready to take his head off. Tell your man to stand down, or die. Danzo felt his energy getting weaker. My chakra, it's fading. The fox chuckled darkly. It had temporarily taken over Naruto's body as it was draining Danzo. Seems I was right. My Jinchuriki is not strong enough yet. But now he probably is, thanks to you. Already he and Naruto received memories from Danzo. Shinobis of the Dark Mist, indeed, the fox said. The guards brought their blade down, however. Red Chakra stopped it. As it was fighting, they tried to move it down, but it could not. A wicked grin came on Naruto's face. No one will hear your screams. Inside of the mindscape, Naruto was watching everything. It's rather convenient that my ability worked, even through your chakra, Kurama, said Naruto, as he sat on the ground watching everything, as he felt himself getting stronger and stronger. End of flashback. Earlier this morning though, before the team had went out on the mission, I have some disturbing news, Kakashi. Kakashi stood in front of his leader's decks, having received information that his team will be going on a C-rank mission this afternoon. A mission that could spiral into a dangerous region, because Gato has been seen around the area. However, that is not what Hiruzen wants to talk about. My old teammate has not been seen for a few days now. Kakashi pondered on that for a moment. You mean Danzo Shamira? Hiruzen nodded his head. I have spoken to some of his subordinates. You and I know that they can't say anything because of the silencing seal that Danzo has forced upon them. He's been missing for more than a week now, which has never happened before. If this week changed into 2, I will have to brand him as a missing name. He hasn't been killed, Kakashi asked. No, he's definitely still alive. The seal on his subordinate's tongue would have deactivated if he had died. This is a very dangerous situation, Kakashi. Who knows what that stubborn man is thinking? Your team in particular is in danger, seeing that you have Naruto and Sasuke under your wing. So you're saying that Team 7 will not accept the wave mission? You will accept, but I want you to use your dog summons around you at all times. And Team Guy will be half a day behind you. But knowing Guy, that will probably be less as that same day progresses. Understood, said Kakashi. End of flashback. Kakashi could not believe it as he watched Danzo calmly walk forward. He wasn't even considering Zabuza as he took in his surroundings. Just as calm as he was walking, he removed the bandage from his head to show a Sharingan eye. Now he was focusing on Zabuza. Boy, I suggest that you beg for mercy. Shaking himself out of his shock, Zabuza quickly called out for his accomplice. Even you will have trouble against 2 A-rank shinobi. As Danzo calmly chuckled, he was quite enjoying this backseat kind of situation. So you notice, Naruto said. Danzo glanced over his shoulder as he nodded his head to Naruto. That is what it seems like. Almost like he was nodding in thanks or something. It might not be how I expected things to play out, but I've surely surpassed Hiruzen now. When performing the Shinsui clone, Naruto could infuse the clone with many things. Either his chakra, his blood, or the blood and chakra from any that he's absorbed before. Right now he infused Danzo with his own blood, Uzumaki blood, blood of a distant relative to the Senju. Blood that can make Danzo control the Sharingan in his eye a lot easier and perform and control the Mokiton. Yes, even though he was an undead slave now, Danzo had tried and there was nothing that he could do about that. However, he was feeling quite well now. Sasuke and Sakura, who was back in the mist, they could not see a damn thing. Kakashi swallowed nervously as Danzo started to perform hand signs. Wood style. Wood dragon. A huge wood dragon flew from Danzo's shoulder and shot towards Zabuza and Haku at blinding speed. Haku moved back as he flashed through hand signs at a fast pace. A wood user. Zabuza-sama, what are we up against? As Naruto watched, the masked boy, Haku tried to fight off the wood dragon with a water dragon. However, the water dragon was simply being absorbed. As Haku leaped back, that boy summoned this man to fight us and he's just sitting there. As Naruto was sitting on the ground watching what was going on. After devouring the water dragon, the wood dragon kept on moving towards them. Haku, we have to leave. This is too much, the water clone of Zabuza said. It quickly evaporated as the real Zabuza released Kakashi from the water prison. "You are not going anywhere, demon," said Danzo. He appeared in blinding speed in front of the man and sliced. Zabuza grunted out as the wind jutsu tore into his shoulder as Haku moved forward. However, there was a horrible pain that exploded in Haku's back. He fell to the ground face first. He slowly turned his head to see a blonde boy above him. "A hunter in from the mist, huh? I hope you're strong," said Naruto as he placed his hand on her head, not him. 10 seconds later, she was no longer amongst the living, but also in a sense, she still was. Time skip. The mist cleared away. Finally, Sakura and Sasuke could see. They saw Naruto and Kakashi approaching them from a distance. The massive sword that Zabuza had, it was now on Naruto's back, crossways. What the hell happened? Is that guy dead? Are we safe again? Tazuna asked, seemingly worried. "It could be a trick. Don't let your guard down," Sasuke said as he narrowed his eyes towards these two. Why was Naruto holding that blade? But Sakura said confused. "Stand down. Zabuza has been killed," Kakashi ordered, as he tried not to look at Naruto. As of now, Kakashi was sure that the blonde could kill their entire squad if he wanted to. His analyzing mind was working overtime as he tried to understand Naruto's ability. "Prove it," Sasuke said. "Say something only you know." "You won't know something I know, Sasuke," said Kakashi. Naruto was more, well, not reasonable. "Sasuke, you're an ass. Who is into guys?" Naruto Sakura screamed. "Tch, shut up, you clown. Did Kakashi give you that sword?" "I found it before he could pick it up," said Naruto. "Naruto, next time, stay with your comrades and protect the client. You can't just abandon an order," Kakashi said, as Naruto looked towards him and gave him a sly look. However, he conceded. "Of course, Kakashi-sensei," said Naruto. "So, are we safe now?" said Tazuna. Time skip. They had arrived at the bridge builder home and met his daughter. At the moment, they were all eating dinner in silence. Kakashi was eyeing Naruto every now and then. Sasuke and Sakura were normal rookie genins, but Naruto, that ability was very dangerous. After thinking about it for the entire day, he came up with several conclusions. The first was he can summon people that he absorbed. Iruka and Mizuki was evidence of that. He was no censor, but he could tell that it was really them, and not an enemy in disguise. The second was, the people that he absorbed were still alive inside of Naruto. Danzo Shamuro was a proof of that, since the silencing seal on the root ninja's tongues were still active within Konoha. So Danzo was still alive, but how did that work? If he was still alive, why would Danzo listen and fight for Naruto? Thus came the third conclusion. After being absorbed, you're still alive, but you become one of Naruto's soldiers, if you could call them that. Danzo would never willingly listen to Naruto, so there's no other explanation. But there were also revelations. Apparently Danzo had the Sharingan Eye and the Mokiton. What a dangerous man he was. And know that Zabuza and Haku were also absorbed. That meant that Naruto could summon more soldiers to fight for him. What kind of monster would he become? His eyes flashed, seeing Naruto perform hand signals. They were Anbu hand signals for talking in private. Seems like he learned a few things after his absorption. Perhaps got their memories as well. As he came up with the conclusion that Naruto learned everything once he absorbed a person. "Naruto, you and I are up first for guard duty. Sakura and Sasuke, get some rest." The minute they were out of the house, Naruto used Shunshin to move away fast, as Kakashi gauged the speed that he used. Realized how fast the blonde was, as he wanted him to follow him. Do I trust him? Would he absorb me? Kakashi thought to himself. Kakashi created a clone, as he let the clone follow after Naruto, and he went after the clone behind. Arriving in a clearing, Naruto was pouting as he saw Kakashi. "You wound me, Kakashi. Don't you trust me, said Naruto. The reply from the sensei was not immediate. Kakashi did not understand how would Naruto recognize that he was a Shadow clone. Can you blame me, he finally said. You have already taken 3 Konoha shinobi that I know of. That you know of, yes. Naruto grin was too much like a cat, and Kakashi did not like it. Don't worry, I won't absorb you. And if you need to know, Danzo came to my house. He was trying to intimidate me. I simply finished a battle that he could not win. As Naruto's face turned serious, you need to understand something, Kakashi. I will explain. In the span of 2 seconds, Danzo, Iruka, Mizuki, Haku, and Zabuza arrived out of Naruto's body. It seems that there was no limit. Kakashi thought that there was only 2 at a time because he summoned the other 2 first to fight Zabuza. But the blonde had no limit. You're a talented shinobi, Kakashi, Danzo said as he sat on the ground. Clever enough to know not to fight hopeless battles, I presume. You're still alive, Kakashi said as he looked towards the man. In a way I am, but in many I am not. I have a limited, own free will. That is close to a free one. By my standards, there are only 2 things that we cannot do. We cannot attack Uzumaki Naruto in any way, and we cannot disobey any order that he gives. This is what keeps us semi-alive. You didn't know that you had a monster like him on the U, Kakashi. Zabuza seemed rather annoyed. Next to Haku. I got turned into a damn slave soldier. Kakashi, Iruka said. Naruto is a good person. He will not harm Konoha. You can trust him despite this horrendous ability. How do I know that he did not order you to say that, Iruka? Kakashi said, unaware if Naruto could send message mentally. Apparently summoning them did not tire Naruto out because he stood there calmly. He was actually smiling. You don't. This time it was Mizuki that answered. But you need to know. No one will be able to stop this kid. He knows everything. And by everything I mean, Mizuki glared at the ground. More than you and I will ever know. As of right now, Naruto is loyal to Konoha. Since I can only follow him, I wish for this to remain. Konoha has never treated the boy well. Danzo's single eye was glaring at Kakashi. It is in your best interest to make sure that Naruto stays loyal to Konoha. I'm standing right here, Danzo, said Naruto. My actions are mostly controlled by you, but my speech is not, Danzo said. As long as you fight for Konoha, and the situation cannot be broken, I do not necessarily mind it, Danzo said to him. With a single thought, all of them vaporized into smoke as Naruto absorbed them. I am getting really used to this ability of mine. Naruto's head twitched to the left. As Kakashi was on guard, 4 shinobis are making their way towards Tazuna's house. As Kakashi quickly sniffed them out. Don't worry, it's a Konoha team. Interesting. None of what I've learned about you so far would tell me that your nose was this advanced. We're almost a mile away from the house and yet you were able to sniff them out. What about you, Kakashi said. You were able to sense them even though we're this far away. See, said Naruto. We're a mile away from the house and they're a mile away, in the opposite direction. So we both learn about each other's senses, which is about 2 miles. That's quite a lot for a nose, said Naruto. Allow me to enlighten you for a bit, Sensei. Among the team, there's a young Hyuga. His eyes. Kakashi noticed that Naruto's eyes turned a few shades lighter. Was it like that before? For how long? Did he absorb a Hyuga? And if so, should he be able to use their ability? Would he be able to use their bloodline limit for those that he absorbed? Does that also mean he can use Danzo Sharingan? Kakashi rubbed his head in frustration. Too many questions. I am a shinobi of Konoha, Sensei, said Naruto as he kept on walking. Walking by his sensei. Perhaps you should not see me as a threat to my own village. I do not know how your ability works. Perhaps you take over personality as well, said Kakashi following him. Danzo, in many ways, was a threat as well to the village. Those are but rumors. We should hurry. The Konoha Jonin should surely see through the clones that we left behind. Time skip. My eternal rival! Naruto left eyebrow raised as the Konoha Jonin screamed out. He and Kakashi made it back before, The reinforcements got to the house. From all the members, Naruto could tell who they were. Jonin, Might Guy, one of the few elites of Konoha. In Danzo Root Ninja Forces, there were only few that can go toe-to-toe with this man. He was Konoha Taijutsu expert. His carbon copy, much younger, stood next to him. This was to be Konoha next Taijutsu expert, Rock Lee, a promising genin, even though he will never be able to perform ninjutsu or genjutsu. Then there was Neji Hyuga, a so-called prodigy. Naruto could not wait to kick his teeth through the back of his skull, just from the arrogance alone that he was producing. He had not absorbed Hyuga, but according to Kurama Byakugan, came from the clan. Already he was learning new things with his eyes. Perhaps absorbing Hyuga could help with this, preferably one from the main house. The final member was Tenten, one of the few Konoha ninjas that was still good in Fuinjutsu. Her specialty though lay in weapons. All of them. Naruto grinned at that. Thanks to Zabuza, he was now rather proficient in the blade that rested in Kazuna's house. Ah, Guy, did you just arrive? Said Kakashi. This must be one of your promising young students, Guy said, as Naruto nodded his head enthusiastically, as he gave back the same amount of energy. I'm the amazing Naruto Uzumaki. Never heard of this kid, Neji thought to himself. Looks like he just picked up some clothes from the ground somewhere and put them on, was Tenten's first thought. After Sasuke made that cruel comment about his clothing, Naruto had his entire wardrobe change. That was when Kakashi get them to know one another a bit better. Naruto was wearing an oversized long-sleeve t-shirt that was grey. His hands were hidden from view, but Kakashi spotted gauntlets underneath. Its collarbone, even the upper part of his chest, was on full display. His shorts reached below his knees and was also oversized. They were also grey. His sandals were black. The headband was lazily but tightly spun around the right sandal. It was very bent because of that, and hardly noticeable. Yosh, my name is Rock Lee. May we both become legendary Konoha Shinobi, Naruto-kun, Lee said, as Naruto gladly shook his hand. Yes, we will, he said. As Guy turns attention towards Kakashi. How is the mission going? Well, he scratched the back of his head. We already dealt with Kiri Demon Brothers, Zabuza Mamakai, and a Hunter Nin. From Kiri. He was speaking like it was no big deal, but Guy was a bit shocked. Your first C-rank mission and you run into an A-rank missing Nin. Even Neji was surprised. Yeah, but Kakashi-sensei handled them all with ease. We didn't even have to do anything, said Naruto. Obviously, said Neji. Amazing, said Guy, as expected of my eternal rival. Kakashi waved them off, it was no big deal. Let's head inside and say hello to the rest of my team. Naruto, stay outside and keep guard. A few minutes after they went inside, Naruto summoned Zabuza, Haku, and Danzo, and the 5 Root Ninja that he'd absorbed. Kill Gato. Haku and Zabuza would lead the way. There shouldn't be any strong people left. Danzo, if possible, transfer all of his money to your account. Even without his blade, Zabuza was still a monster, so there was nothing to worry about. This will also let him know how far his clones could travel away from him. If necessary, he would just join the hunt as well. Time skip. The mission had come to an end. There was no problem, nothing stopping them from making Tazuna build a bridge. He only needed manpower. So they were now heading back towards the village. As Neji had noticed a massive sword on Naruto's back, but it was Tenten that asked about it though. Naruto had never used it in front of her. This was the first that she was seeing it, now that they were in broad daylight. Wait, that blade? It can't be. Is that one of the legendary blades of Kiri? The Kyuburaiba Sho, the one wielded by Zabuza Mamakai, one of the 7 ninja swordsmen of the mist. Why do you have that, she said. Well, Kakashi did not really need it, and I'm the only one in our team that can fight with blades. Sasuke's face twitched and Sakura's mouth dropped open. They did not know that Naruto could handle blades. Hell, they didn't even believe it. How about a spar then, she said. Your name is Naruto, right? I don't spar, Naruto responded quickly. It revealed my techniques. Kakashi and Guy was there. Clever. However, Sparring is a necessary way of training. It helps you get ready for an opponent that could be close to your sparring partner in prowess. Yeah, you see? So come on, let's spar, said Tenten. I don't think it's wise to spar with this blade, Sensei, said Naruto. Oh, courageous. Young Naruto is afraid that he might hurt you, Tenten, said Guy. As he was just as sneaky as Kakashi, he was behind Neji and Lee when he said that. Oh, truly wonderful. Naruto-kun is amazing, Lee joined in. Tenten, on the other hand, was not amused. As if a rookie Genin can hurt me. Perhaps in Konoha then, Tenten. We shall see what he can do. As Tenten had a challenging grin on her face, as Neji glanced over towards Naruto. However, his eyes turned over, looking towards Uchiha amongst the group, who shook his head and turned away. Time skip at the village. About a minute after he had dismissed his team from the office, Kakashi was about to inform Hiruzen about Naruto's ability and Danzo when there was a knock. The door opened as Danzo walked in, followed by Naruto. Hiruzen, I've come with interesting news. Hiruzen snapped his gaze towards him. Danzo, where have you been these past 2 weeks? Actually, I was just about to. Kakashi tried to, but Danzo stepped up, silencing him. I was busy killing Gato in the wave. Kakashi gazed narrow at that. I felt it necessary because he was becoming a threat to the greater nation. I thought I forbid you from taking such actions, Danzo. The office was filled with a menacing presence as Hiruzen said that. It was followed by a glare. That was until Hiruzen noticed Naruto. Why is Naruto here? He was surprised when Danzo chuckled at the question. He has absorbed me, Hiruzen. That is why I was missing. Hiruzen snapped his gaze back towards Naruto. What? It's true, said Naruto. The night after Kakashi failed all of us, Danzo approached me, and I was able to touch him. But Hiruzen blinked at the sudden information. That means the people that you absorb stay alive. Kakashi sighed to himself. It seems like everything that you want to say would be said by a student or Danzo. Yes, they stay alive in a way. You know what that means, right? It means I never kill Aruka Sensei or Mizuki. They're still alive. Naruto started to explain. But they cannot live for long because the only thing that is keeping them alive outside of my body is my chakra. Quite similar to an elemental clone actually. I have experimented a bit and it seems Naruto decided to lie. Because Kakashi and Hiruzen could become a threat in the future. Enemies to him. Who knows what the future held? The limit is a mile. After a mile they die, like any normal person would. They're automatically returned to you, Hiruzen asks. I can choose to dispel them, which would make them return to me automatically, as he decided to answer Hiruzen's question. But when they die, I can choose to absorb them back, or just let them die. They're not returning automatically. Which means, if any other opponent fight me, they would probably kill my clones, and prevent me from absorbing them again. So before they die by someone's hands, I should probably dispel them, said Naruto. This was a lie though, as Naruto did not want to tell them that the clones could go much farther than a mile. And when they dispelled, they came right back to him. That's quite the ability, Naruto. I'm still getting used to it. Kakashi Sensei is kind of giving me a hard time because of the ability. It's understandable. To everyone's surprise, Danzo spoke up. Kakashi was probably aware of my disappearance. And to see me appear by your summon at Land of Wave, he probably thought that you killed a shinobi in Konoha and absorbed them. But it was self-defense, said Naruto. That was a lie, but no one need to know that. Danzo inwardly grimaced, but he said nothing about it. He didn't have a choice in the matter. Naruto's orders were absolute. Indeed, I did attack him that night, but only to scare him. I never thought that this will be the consequences of my action. Danzo said, as calmly as ever. You could have never known if the man was lying or not. But guys, be in subscribe right here. If you want to see the next person to do, like, subscribe, comment down below, and turn on that bell notification as they posted. But for now, see you guys soon. Peace.